Good afternoon, students. In the last class, we discussed with we start with our final module, module 5A, that is the cost sheet. How to prepare a cost sheet, whether it is a simple or a detailed cost sheet. So yesterday we see till the simple cost sheet. So what is a cost sheet? It is the statement showing the cost items like prime cost and factory overheads to that. That is the factory cost or work cost. Along with the work cost, we need to add office cost. When we get office and administration overhead, then we get office cost. And after that, we need to add with the selling and distribution overhead. With that, we will get the cost of sales or total cost. And then with that, when we compare with the sales, the profit or loss occurs. Clear? This is the simple cost sheet we see yesterday. Today we are going to discuss with you regarding the detailed cost sheet. So what is a detailed cost sheet? We will check it. See, this is a detailed cost sheet where the components of cost are to be there classified into several heads like direct materials consumed, that is the total cost and the per unit, that is all the same. Only the difference with regard to is what the factory overhead, that is a separate item, office overhead separate items, then all this to be separately totaled up and add with the each and every item. So direct materials consumed, direct wages, direct expenses, then that is the prime cost. We need to add factory or works overhead along with that. So what are the factory or works overhead? Fuel, power and water with regard to factory, lighting, heating, indirect material, wages of the foreman and other indirect material, indirect labor, then drawing office, work office expenses, depreciation of plant and equipment, depreciation of factory, land and building, factory rent, taxes and insurance. All together we need to add it. Along with that, we will deduct the scrap value of the defective work. അത് വീണ്ടും വിൽക്കുകയാണ്, സ്ക്രാപ്പിന് വിൽക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അതിനകത്ത് നിന്ന് ഒരു സെയിൽ കിട്ടും, അത് ഇവിടെ ഡിഡക്ട് ചെയ്യണം. പിന്നെ ഓപ്പണിംഗ് വർക്ക് ഇൻ പ്രോഗ്രസ് ഷുഡ് ബി ആഡഡ് ആൻഡ് closing work in progress to be deducted. That is adjusting the work in progress, opening with the closing there. We will get the factory overheads. We need to add the factory overheads with the prime cost. We get the work cost. Along with the work cost, the administrative overheads like office related things, indirect expenses, indirect material, indirect labor, all the things relating to the office, okay, or administrative expenses or overheads, that is to be added there. So office rent, insurance, lighting, cleaning, office and counting house salary, telephone, law expenses, audit fee, etc., depreciation on office building and furniture, director's remuneration, general manager's salary, printing and stationery, etc. So this is the administrative overhead. Then we got the cost of production. Along with the cost of production, we need to adjust the opening stock of finished goods and the closing stock of finished goods. Add the opening stock while deduct the closing stock, we will get the cost of goods sold with the cost of production. So with the cost of production, we need to add the opening stock of finished goods and then we deduct the closing stock of finished goods, we will get the cost of goods sold. With the cost of goods sold, we need to add the selling and distribution overhead like showroom expenses, salesman salary and commission, warehouse rent and other expenses, carriage outwards, advertising, delivery expenses, etc. We will get the selling and distribution overheads, the total. We need to add the total with the cost of goods sold. We will get the cost of sales or total cost. The same is there, but an expanded form is there. With the simple cost sheet, we are expanding it several heads. So the cost of sales or total cost, and then we are comparing with the sales, we will get the profit or loss. So this is the same as the simple cost sheet, but the thing is, factory overheads, not the one amount. It is to be split into several heads. We take it up and add up, and then we need to add with the prime cost, like the same other also. So we will do one problem and then we will see how it is to be. Clear? So see, detailed cost sheet. Following information has been obtained from the cost records of Modern Works Limited for 3 months ending 31st March 2018, during which 100 units are produced and all the units are sold. So 100 units and 3,000 per units, it is sold. So 3,000 into 100, it is how much? 3, 1, 2, 3 lakhs is the total sales amount. So stock of raw materials on 1st January, stock of raw materials on 31st March, materials purchased, carried paid on purchases, depreciation on plant, repairs to plant, factory rent, taxes and insurance, indirect material, indirect labor, direct labor, depreciation on furniture, printing and stationery, office salaries and allowances, warehouse rent, advertising, salesman salary and commission, etc. are there. Prepare the statement showing the following information where prime cost, work cost, cost of production, cost of sales, total cost, and profit need to be calculated. So we will start with that cost sheet. That is detailed cost sheet, maybe. How many column? 2 column per unit is there. And the total. And we need to add up the other things before that in the inner column. Clear? So this is the particulars. Firstly, what is there? Stock of raw materials on 1st January 2018 and stock of raw materials on 31st December March 2018. So opening raw material, closing raw material and material purchase. So what is that? Cost of materials consumed. Clear? So how much is the unit? 3,000. 100 units. So here 100 per unit. Divide by 100, whatever in the this one. So raw materials consumed. First thing. See, direct material here it is not directly given. It is opening stock of material is there, material purchased is there, and also one more thing. What is that? Closing stock of material. Take the adjustment with this. So RM consumed, that is opening. How much it is? 18,000. Then purchases and purchases of raw material. 1,62,000. Then take the total of this. So 1,80,000 that one, isn't it? Then less closing stock. 21,000. So it is 1 lakh. How much? 83,000. Now there is one more item here, carriage on purchases. So that also to be added there. Okay, before the closing stock. So add a carriage on purchase. How much it is? 3,000. Yeah, this item is coming here. 18,000. So 1,62,000, isn't it? Then 3,000. So how much it is? 1,83,000. Then less closing stock of raw material. How much it is? 21,000. So that is coming in the outer column. Okay. So 1,62,000. Then direct labor. Direct labor is how much? 28,000. So here 1,62,000. 1,620 is the per unit, and 280 is the per unit. So prime cost is how much? Direct expenses is not there. So 1,90,000 is the prime cost. So 1,900. Clear? Then we need to add what all things? The factory overheads. Clear? So factory overheads we need to take it. So prime cost is how it is to be raw material consumed. Whatever the items relating to the raw material, like opening, see 18,000, purchase of RM 1,62,000. If any more item is related to that purchase, that also should be added. So 183,000 less closing stock 21. So 162. Direct labor to be added. So 190. Though this is the prime cost. See, this much it is the direct material. This is the direct labor, and if direct expenses is there, that also should be added. Clear? That much. Then we need to prepare the balance thing. Prime cost we see calculated. Then after that, what is there? Factory overheads. We need to take whatever relating to the factory. So add factory overheads colon ഏതൊക്കെയാണ് depreciation on plant, repairs to plant, factory rent, taxes and insurance. That is all where these coming factory, isn't it? Then so depreciation colon എത്രയാണ് 6,000. Then repairs to plant എല്ലാ ഫാക്ടറി സംബന്ധമായ ചെലവുകൾ ഇവിടെ എടുക്കും. So repairs to plant it is 2,000. Then factory rent, taxes and insurance. How much it is? 7,000. Then indirect material, indirect labor, that also coming. Indirect material, indirect labor. So indirect material 11,000. Indirect labor, it is how much? 9,000. So take the total of this. 8,000 plus 7,000 plus 20,000. 35,000 is the total. So that total coming here, then we need to add the prime cost plus factory overhead. So it is 350 for the per unit and 35,000 for the which one total. So factory cost or work cost is how much? 1,90,000 plus 35,000 plus 1,90,000. So 2,25,000. So it is 2,250. That is the which one? Prime cost. Sorry, factory cost. So we will check it whether it is, say 2,250. 2,25,000 is the which one? Factory cost. Then comes what? Next is what? Office overhead need to add with this. So add office overhead or administration overhead. So what are the administration things? One is depreciation on furniture. Furniture where it is in the office. Printing and stationery and office salaries and allowances. So office salary and allowances. How much it is? It is coming 14,500. Then depreciation on furniture is 3,000. Then printing and stationery, that is also you are in office. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ factory and printing in your it should be specifically mentioned as factory. For printing and stationery, it is 1,500. So take the total. See, 14,500, 3,000 and 1,500. How much it is? 14,500 plus 4,500. It is 19,000. So how much? 190. So 2,25,000 is to be added with this 2,44,000. So this is what? Office cost or COP, cost of production or office cost. So 2,44,000. So it is 2,440. And after that, we need to add what? The other item, selling and distribution overhead. So add selling and distribution overhead column. Salesman salary. How much it is? 2,600. Then warehouse rent. It is 2,400. And one more related, advertising is 2,000. So how much it is? 2,600 plus 2,400 plus 2,000. It is 7,000. So it is 70 here. Okay. So 7,000 plus 2,44,000. This 2,51,000, that is the COS, or what is that? Total cost. COS 2,51,000 is, so how much? 2,510. Then sales is there. Sales how much? It is 3 lakh, isn't it? 3,000 units at the rate of rupees 100. So it is 3 lakh. So the profit is added profit 2,51,000 minus 3 lakh is 49,000. So 490, isn't it? So 490, this is the final answer. That is the profit. So in this way, we are calculating what? We are calculating the detailed cost sheet where the same is there. The same items are there, isn't it? Direct material, that is to be 3, it is to be separated into 3. Opening stock of raw material and purchases or any other item relating to purchases, that also should be added, and closing stock should be deducted, so that we get the cost of raw materials consumed. Along with that, direct labor should be added, isn't it? That direct labor and direct expenses should be added, we get the prime cost. Along with the prime cost, several items are to be segregated with the factory. What all factory expenses are there, that is to be taken separately, and take the total and add it with the prime cost. Then we get the factory cost. Like the same, office administration overheads to be taken up from the items and then add it up and add with the factory cost. We get the office cost or cost of production. Then if there is any opening or closing work in progress, that is to be adjusted, and then after that, what is there? Selling and distribution overhead to be added up with that, with the cost of goods sold after the adjustment. Then we get the cost of sales or total cost. Then take the difference, that is the profit with regard to, or loss with regard to the circumstances. So this is the detailed cost sheet. And also one more thing, purely financial charges that it will not be taking up here in the cost books. Okay. So this problem, accounts of Gamma Manufacturing for the year ended 31st December 2018. There are several items. In purely financial charges items are also there. Then non-financial items, that is the cost items, only need to be taken here. So we will look into that. Firstly, what is that? Detailed cost sheet. Per unit cost, amount column, and particulars column. Firstly, cost of materials used or consumed. For that, what is there? Opening stock of materials. How much it is? 62,800. Add purchases. How much is the purchase? Material purchase is 1,85,000. 1,85,000. So 2,47,800, and then add what is there? More items are there, is there with carriage on or carriage and cartage on purchases. Purchases related what all expenses need to add? So carriage and cartage on purchases. How much? It is 7,150. So we need to add that. Okay. So here 254,950 is the that before closing stock need to adjust. So it's 254,950 less the closing stock. How much? 48,000. See, less closing stock. How much it is? 48,000. So per unit, how much? We will check it here. I think per unit. No per unit column here, because it is not giving the per unit amount. Okay. So how much is the difference? 254,950 minus 48,000. It is 206,950. That is what the prime cost. Prime cost is 206,950. Clear? 206. Sorry, not prime cost. It is the cost of material. Then direct labor. How much it is? 126,000. That is that given in the question. So that is the prime cost. So plus 126,000. 332,950. 332,950. That is the prime cost. Then we add some items with regard to what the factory overheads. So that we were checking. What all are there with the factory overheads? What are the expenses that relating to a factory that all to be taken in this? And factory overheads, column, drawing office salary, where it is factory office, counting house salary, carriage and cartage, repairs of plant, machinery and tools, rent, rates, taxes and insurance. The factory is there, the office is there. So we will check it that. Rent, rates, that is factory, how much it is coming? 8,500. Okay. Then counting house salary, I think that also coming here, isn't it? Yes, drawing office salary, it is there. Okay. So drawing office salary, how much it is? 6,500. Then repairs on plant, machinery and tools. Repairs on plant, machinery and tools. That is means what? It is repairs on plant machinery means it is in the factory, not in the office. That is why it is taking here 4450. Then depreciation on plant. Depreciation on plant, how much? 6,500. Then rent rates already taken. Gas and water, how much? 5,200. Then manager's salary, that is how much? 3/4 is to be go to factory and 1/4 to where? 1/4 is to be to office. So 3/4 of 10,000. So 10,000 4 bhagam, that is 7,500. That is what this total of the factory overheads. But there is a sale of scrap that is to be deducted from that. So that is how much? 38,650 less sale of scrap. How much it is? 4,000. So 34,650. That 34,650 need to add with this prime cost. We get the work cost or factory cost. So factory cost is equal to 332,950 plus 34,650. How much? 367,600. 367,600. Okay, that is the factory cost. And office overhead. What are office related expenses that is to be added here, isn't it? So what are office or administrative overheads that is to be added here, like counting what? House salary, how much it is the amount? 12,600. Then rent, rates and taxes and insurance, that is the same. See, office part, that is, this is the factory part and that is the rest is the office part. So rent, rates, office etc. That is office part. How much it is? 2000. Then depreciation on furniture. Depreciation on furniture, it is 300. Then more items are there, so I will put it here. So depreciation on furniture 300. Then directors fees, what all expenses? That is the directors fees is there where in the office, isn't it? So 6,000. Then gas and water. Factory is there, office also there. So gas and water office 400. Then manager's salary. So 3/4 taken to factory and 1/4 is there. So 10,000 and 1/4 there, 2,500. Okay. Then general expenses, that is office, isn't it? General expenses. So how much? 3,400. Take the total of this. So that is 27,200. Need to add with this 367,600. That is the office cost or cost of production. How much it is? 394,800. Then we add with this. There is no adjustment with regard to what? Adjustment with regard to finished goods, opening or closing, isn't it? So we are adding the selling and distribution overhead. So add S&D overheads, selling and distribution overheads like carriage and cartage outwards. How much it is? 4,300. Then traveling expenses. Traveling expenses 2,100. Then traveler's salary and commission. That is 7,700. So that is to be added up 14,100. That is the COS or total cost. Cost of sales or total cost, that is 394,800 plus 14,100. So it is 408,900. Sales, how much it is? It is in the question there is sales giving as here. Okay. See, there are non-financial items also, isn't it? See, income tax, dividend paid, advance income tax, bad debts recover, interest and dividend received, refund of the double taxation. These are all wrong informations. You need to remove it from this. Preliminary expenses, goodwill written off, these are all financial items. All financial items to be removed and all cost items only need to be taken care. So then goodwill, where is the sales? Sales is 4,61,000. So we need to finalize this thing like sales and then there is what? Profit. So sales, how much? 4,61,100. This is the total, isn't it? 4,61,000. So 408, 461. So there will be what? Profit. Add profit. How much it is? 461, 100 minus 408,900. 52,200 is the profit. So this is the detailed cost sheet. Clear? This is the detailed cost sheet. See, 52,200. 52,200 is the which one? Profit. So that is the case with regard to the preparation of the detailed cost sheet. What is their difference? Each and everything in the simple cost sheet, factory overhead, the total amount is given. From the items, we need to segregate the factory overhead items and add up, and then we are taking or we are adding with the prime cost. That is the only difference. Like the same, office and administration overhead also, we need to take it up from the question and then add it up and add with the factory cost. Then we got the office cost or administration cost or cost of production. If the items is there with regard to the which one finished goods opening and closing, we need to adjust that one. If not, no need of that. And then with that cost of production, we need to adjust the opening or closing of finished goods. We will get the cost of goods sold. And from the cost of goods sold, we are adding the selling and distribution overhead, means the last one, until it reaches the customer. Before that, the distribution expenses is there, as well as the selling expenses is there. So that we add it this and we will get the cost of sales. The total of the selling and distribution overhead and with the cost of goods sold or the cost of production, we will get the cost of sales or total cost. We are comparing with the sales, with that we will get the profit or loss. This is the detailed cost sheet. Clear? So students, I am giving you one assignment, two assignments that you need to submit it next Wednesday. So what are this? I will share with the through WhatsApp. So 5.39 page number, detailed cost sheet, second question, and then 5.40 fourth question. So second and fourth, you need to write it as an assignment and submit it by next Wednesday. So there is enough time. Today is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, better next Friday. Okay, no problem. Next Friday before the puja holidays opening, you need to submit it. So next Friday, before the next Friday, you need to submit it. So enough time is there. 2 and 4. Question number 2 and 4 that I will share with you through WhatsApp separately. So this is the detailed cost sheet. And one more thing, we will do the not the problem, just to have the format with regard to the adjustment with regard to the work in progress and also what is that, the finished goods. See, format for opening and closing of raw materials, work in progress and finished goods. So see, opening stock of raw materials, add purchase less closing stock, that you are aware now, direct materials consumed. Along with that, productive wages or direct labor should be added, chargeable expenses with regard to anything, that is direct expenses. So all together constitute what? Prime cost. Along with that, we are adding the factory overheads. And after adding the factory overheads, we are going to adjust the work in progress. Work in progress means production process is started, but it is not yet finished. So in between the time limit, time period, that is the work in progress. Work is going on, that is work is in progress. So opening of the work in progress is to be added with the factory or works overhead, and we need to deduct the closing work in progress, then we will get the factory or work cost. Along with the factory or work cost, office and administration overhead is to be added. The cost of production is there. Along with that, adjustment for the finished goods means there is a closing stock is there, opening also there. We need to adjust it. So COP or office cost of production or office cost, along with the opening finished goods to be added and closing finished goods to be deducted, so that we will get the cost of goods sold. And then selling and distribution overhead to be added with this cost of goods sold. We will get what? Cost of sales or total cost. And we need to adjust with, or we need to compare with the sales. We will get the profit or loss. Clear? This is the format for opening and closing stock of raw material. And what is the theory with regard to this? Adjustment of opening and closing raw materials, work in progress and finished goods. Adjustment of opening and closing raw materials. Opening and closing raw materials are adjusted with the amount of purchase of raw materials to ascertain the cost of materials consumed. That you are aware now, because enough problems you know now. Okay, that is firstly direct materials consumed. In that, opening stock of raw material, add purchase of raw material, less closing stock of raw material, we will get the cost of materials consumed. Value of opening stock of raw material is added to the purchase, and that of the closing stock is deducted from the figure obtained. Then after that, what is the work in progress? Adjustment of work in progress is this. Opening and closing work in progress are adjusted immediately after the prime cost. Prime cost in shesham, factory overheads in the add up in shesham, sale or scrap value of the stock on deduct in shesham, in the opening work in progress add closing work in progress deduct. അങ്ങനെയാണ് ഓഫീസ് കോസ്റ്റുകൾക്ക് എത്തിച്ചേരുന്നത്. സോ ഓപ്പണിംഗ് ആൻഡ് ക്ലോസിംഗ് വർക്ക് ഇൻ പ്രോഗ്രസ് ആർ അഡ്ജസ്റ്റഡ് ഇമ്മീഡിയറ്റ്ലി ആഫ്റ്റർ ദ പ്രൈം കോസ്റ്റ്. Value of the opening work in progress is added to the prime cost, and that of the closing work in progress is deducted from the figure obtained. And also adjustment of finished goods. These are very important, including this 15 marks question. ഇതും കൂടെ ചേർത്തുകൊണ്ടുള്ള 15 marks questions ആണ് they will ask for you people. So adjustment of finished goods. Opening and closing finished goods are adjusted immediately after the COP, cost of production. Value of the opening finished goods is added to the cost of production, and value of the closing finished goods is deducted from the figure obtained to get the cost of goods sold. എന്തുമാത്രം ഗുഡ്സ് വിൽക്കാനായിട്ട് റെഡിയാണ് എന്നുള്ളതിനെ അറിയാൻ പറ്റും. അതാണ്. So these are the three adjustments. One is the adjustment of the RM, raw material. One is the adjustment for the WIP, and another one is the adjustment for the working finished goods. So where it is to be treated? One is raw materials consumed, that is opening of the raw material, add the purchases less the closing stock, that you are aware, that is the cost of material consumed. Next is adjustment of the work in progress. After calculating the prime cost, we need to add the factory overhead, and along with the factory overhead we need to deduct the sale of scrap of the material, and then we will add the opening work in progress and deduct the closing work in progress. Okay, then we will reach the office cost of production, sorry, factory cost. After the office cost or this purpose, isn't it, we will add the opening and closing finished goods or after the cost of production. So COP യുടെ കൂടെയാണ് opening finished goods add ചെയ്ത് closing finished goods deduct ചെയ്യുന്നത്. We are adjusting that so that the cost of goods sold we will calculate. Okay, these are the three different type of adjustments in the cost sheet. So clear? Adjustment with regard to the RM, raw material, adjustment with regard to the WIP, work in progress, and adjustment with regard to the finished goods. So today we see a detailed cost sheet, its format and the problems also, and how the adjustment with regard to RM, raw material consumed, WIP, work in progress, and FG, the finished goods to be undertaken. And also two problem I am giving us assignment, and next Friday you need to, before the puja holiday, you need to submit it. So please have a look at today's classes, and please clear your doubts as when occur. Please clear it through either WhatsApp or several modes like that, and also please confirm after the video is uploaded. Thank you for